here today. I have faith in myself. No, I should be.
This should only be like 22 minutes long, man. Come
on. With loads removed, yeah. Well, 25 minutes would be good. Get ready. 3, 2, 1. You can start the timer.
Good luck.
Doesn't matter. Thank you. So right off the start, I'm gonna do some crazy stuff. So we roll, we go on the menu, we spam spacebar, and then we stand in a completely different spot for no reason. Actually, I think the reason is it spawns us at like a null place. I don't know.
It spawns you at the default position of whatever island you're on.
Good.
Normally, when you quit and load back in, you should spawn in the same place you were, but when you're rolling, it just defaults you.
Also called PETA. This is a good start. This is usually first try. So we're at 3 sheeps right now. 4 sheeps, okay. That's a good sheep there.
Yeah, the sheep, when you're holding on to them, you will go wherever they go. And if you accidentally put them, maybe accidentally, you put them inside of a wall, the game gets really mad and it will violently eject the sheep out of the wall. And since you're holding on to it, you'll just go with it. So we went up there first to grab a key, and then we went up to the top to get a blueprint for a paraglider.
Yeah, we'll need that later. There's an alternative safer route there. If the first sheep launch doesn't work, you can do it on 2 attempts. Also here, the game is pretty great. This is the final dungeon on this island. I'll go over the island things in a second here. What? The cutscene didn't play. Okay, now the cutscene played.
Weird. Yeah, this is supposed to be like the entrance that you leave at the end of this dungeon, but you can just open the door through the wall.
Yeah.
And then you just grab the blueprints for the raft, which is like the main objective for this first island.
Yeah,
and then you can just death warp it.
Death warp to the entrance where we exit, because we basically played the dungeon the wrong way around.
Also, if you turn around, there's rocks blocking the entrance because you're supposed to blow it up, but you still left through them because that makes sense.
Oh yeah, I can show that here. Well, after the entrance is blocked because we didn't do anything on this island. We yeah. So this is the first island. Now that is a boat section, I can show the map. We have 3 small islands around the starting island and 4 bigger areas. I mean, we won't be we'll be skipping some of these islands. I'm not gonna spoil it right now. And also, on pretty much every single island, we actually don't do anything that we're supposed to. We skip a lot.
Yeah, so our first objective here, we want to get to the further islands, but we can't because there's like a big shark that eats you if you try to go out on the raft. So our first objective is to get 3 generic plot items from the closer islands to actually be able to build a proper ship and be able to sail.
Yeah, so this ocean, because I just had a green barrel.
Yeah.
So ocean spawns random items, and some of them make you, or like the green barrels make you go faster. There's like other stuff that spawns that basically just slows you down or like does nothing. So it's RNG based on how fast we go. Also, here's another death warp, because we don't want to sail all the way.
Yeah, we'll almost always just be like death warping to the island.
Oh,
this one's really convenient. This one's really convenient because it actually puts us like further up into the island.
Oh my god, what the hell? Okay, I shouldn't do that. This is my bad.
Also, this is also Minecraft. It's the Minecraft of the Dark Souls of the Wind Waker games.
Yeah.
Also, it's kind of buggy and sometimes breaks, so you have to like run away and start it again.
Yeah, you can get stuck in a couple of animations, which is always fun. Give me that. Let's see if this breaks.
Oh, you're going for this strat. Oh,
it
no.
broke.
So similar to sheep, you can use pot to get high.
Yeah.
This one is really difficult, and it doesn't even save that much time because there's some sick parkour that you can do instead with over here.
No, we did the sick parkour anyways. Yes. I'll do. Oh. I'll do the safe route. Already lost some time there. So yeah, we'll definitely see the getting high on pot later. Also, I'm doing the super safe route. I'm gonna build a glider here. There's a chance you can jump that gap by doing a roll jump, but they're not consistent. Nothing in this game is consistent. That's the #1 rule of this game, is nothing is consistent.
Everything is perfectly consistent until it isn't. Also, this door was supposed to be locked, but the key that we grabbed in the very first area actually still opens it. So that just skips like running around a whole bunch.
So the keys are, universal, which is kind of helpful. Oh, please don't fall.
We also picked up the blueprints for the speed boots, which just give you a pretty decent speed boost. this room is that's the hardest room in the game. Surprisingly hard, yeah.
Because if you fail it, you have to gather resources again. So that's quite a time loss.
And then here we grab our first main plot item. So it's like tools, tools for building a ship, and then we just roll warp back out like in the very start of the run. So that's the first island. Island done.
We'll actually get back here later. Where's my map button didn't work? That's cool.
This game functions perfectly all the time forever. Don't worry about it.
Don't want to talk to this. I'm stuck on the ladder.
That also happens, yeah.
This game is great though. Like, as we said earlier, this might not be a good game, but it's definitely a fun game. Casually and
if you don't mind like jank, like this game is pure jank, but it's kind of fun, entertaining jank.
Yeah. Do you want to go over the design of this raft, by the way? Like, this is pretty well designed raft. That's why I'm using my umbrella right now, because I don't want to get wet.
Exactly. As long as you wear your umbrella, then all the water that's going all over your entire body just doesn't matter. It's fine.
So maybe some people have seen this game 2 years ago at ESA. We initially planned this game out for a routing competition called Run Invalid, where we pick a random indie game. It's not random, we look for an indie game nobody played before and has no speedruns to it. And then we try to beat that game in 2 different teams or multiple teams as fast as possible, and basically a segmented run, and then we show off the videos at the end of the competition and see who did it better.
Yeah, we actually we route it in secret and we create a segmented run, and then another team knows what the other team did, and at the end we reveal them at the same time, and then it's really entertaining because it's just like, oh, that's so cool, how did you think of that? Oh my god, look at that strat, look, we both did the same thing. It's pretty great.
Get hit by the first one, but that should be fine.
Yeah, this is supposed to be like a you're stuck on the island and you gotta figure out how to like survive without all your stuff, but you can just go through this window and just hit the switch to open up the next area. And
also we never lose our stuff, because the guy in the beginning is supposed to have like a trigger that steals all your items, and you have to gather everything again. It's super annoying.
But you just ignore them.
Yeah.
This is Rockwell. This is like kind of a dungeon. You're supposed to like go all the way up to the very top of it and smash a crystal to lower a force field. But instead, it's also supposed to be a stealth section, but screw that. Instead, we're gonna walk in a certain way to bait these guys to shoot the force field, and it causes the force field to just despawn. Yeah. And then we can just skip going to the top.
We thought for the longest time that the force field might have an HP bar, but you can't damage it. It's literally just, for some weird reason, hitting it with the attack from the enemies is despawning it. And so
I think it's also the only thing that got patched out.
Yeah, that got patched out in the Steam version, so we're on 3.1.2, and 3.1.4 I think is the Steam version.
Also, this was supposed to be a big boss fight, but you can just literally roll around it, and then the doors just stay open. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. That's it's fine as a theme for this game. It's gonna appear multiple times.
And then death warp out again.
Yeah. And that one is we basically skipped the first and the second island already, pretty much completely annihilated the islands. Didn't do anything we were supposed to do except pick up the quest items. And I think the biggest skip is the third island that we visited.
It's definitely the highest skip.
It's the highest skill. It's you need some high skill. Ladder.
Controlling
Oh,
Tyrim is more of an art than a science.
Yeah. This game actually controls kind of well with keyboard and mouse, and you can also play it on a controller. I highly recommend playing it with keyboard and mouse, though.
I don't know if I'd describe it as well.
Yeah, well, so the movement is kind of fun, but then every once in a while it will drop an input, or it will just not respond,
Yeah.
or it will just, like, the general feel of this game is great. Like, this is a cool adventure game if it wasn't so janky all the time. Oh, barrel. We
Nice.
haven't seen these in a while.
Yeah, usually you get like 0 or 1 barrels for each of these earlier islands, and then like maybe a couple for the further away islands. And then when you go to the last area of the game, you usually get like 3. It feels good when you get that many in a row.
Yeah. Also, yeah, we do need to rebuild the boat every time because we warp away from it, so we just leave it behind. So we need a new boat every time. I saw that in chat.
Yeah. So now we're gonna meet our friend Pot for real this time, since it didn't work out last time.
Yeah, this is Pod 2.0. This is the improved version of the pod. This one breaks far less often than the first one.
Yeah, this one is like actually pretty consistent, as long as you set it up right, unless it just like feels like not working, which is always a thing with this game.
That's not
But-
first try, damn it.
Yeah. You're supposed to go like all the way around in this area, and then
Heartbreak of the century.
you're supposed to go all the way around and then like down inside of like mines underneath, and then do a bunch of other things to finally just get into this middle area.
You're gonna hate me for that one. I had the height, but I wanted to cut it short, but I was too far away, so I
Oh, you fool!
cancelled it.
You greedy son of a bitch! You did it, you son.
I'm just gonna let the full height play out because it's just fun. So yeah, I didn't say that earlier, but you can cancel the fall damage by pressing escape.
Yeah,
or-
going both upwards and downwards, you can cancel falling momentum by pausing and unpausing.
Oh no.
Also,
no,
there's
okay.
there's a crab here who can be a jerk, but
Yeah.
he's pretty easy to manipulate, so he does the right thing.
He
Which
almost.
he did not do, but it's fine.
I tried, and then I realized might as well just go for it, and I barely made it. That was close. That was a close call.
So now we have the three arbitrary plot items that we need to make a bigger boat, and now we get the
yeah, the blueprint.
dad boat, the talking dad boat from Wind Waker.
Oh yeah, it's the boat from Wind Waker. So yeah, we have a toolbox, we have a blueprint, and we have the guy that actually makes the boats. The most important item of them all. So all of the stories. Do we want to go over the story? Is it worth it?
You're in this village, and then all the dudes disappear. They're all Vikings because they're manly, and they go off to fight adventures or something.
Except the old guy at
you're-
the docks who always talks to you and screws you over. He's not
Yeah,
gone.
there's just women, children, and an old guy. And then you just have to go find them. Your mom's like, "Oh no, you're too young to go on adventures," but Tyrim ain't no bitch. He's gonna go save the world or something.
Yeah. He's
And then
going
turns
on-
out the bad guys are like cultists of stone or something. I don't know. It doesn't really
There's
matter.
some weird magic stuff happening. Yeah.
So we're making our way out to the first further away island.
I think this boat is
Yeah.
called the Mad Goat. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is Hamala that we're going to. It's pretty lengthy and
I heard you
complicated.
typing, and I'm sure the stream did as well. Did you just look up what the island is called?
no, I
Okay.
was talking about
Because there's
something
no
else.
shame, because I forgot it. I was gonna ask you.
No, because I had forgotten it before, but then earlier when you said Hamama, I was like, all right, it's a very similar name.
Yeah,
I remember
Mama, Himala. There we go. Oh yeah, we got the barrel on the last second of the speaker thing, but it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, it's such a tease. Yeah, once you get close enough to the island where it actually loads in, all the items on the in the water just despawn. So you can have it where like it appears right in front of you, and then just despawns, and it's so sad.
I didn't pick up a health. I should be fine though.
Yeah, you should be fine.
Took some falling damage in Dune that I usually wouldn't take. So.
So like the first gimmick of this island is that every like 2 minutes or something like that, every minute, there's like wind that blows that slows you down. So our movement with and our planning with the speed shoes kind of makes that matter as little as possible.
Oh, did you say speed shoes?
Yeah, speed shoes.
I don't craft them here because I'm a slow boy, but also because resources that I might need later are pretty important here. If I crafted speed shoes here, I might get some issues if I don't get a certain wood drop up here. I have to pick it up anyways. Because these some of these resources are pretty random, like they're not consistent.
Yeah, there are set spawns in a bunch of places, one of which we're going to abuse, but
later, yeah.
You still have to manage it.
Yeah, if I hadn't
so
gotten
this is
box
this is
here.
supposed to be an elevator here that we're supposed to go up.
So yeah,
but
the theme
gliders.
Of this island, the theme of the island is that you have to bring light, but we don't even have a torch because we never picked up the blueprint. Also, this is my most hated trick in this game.
You're not doing it the freeway, that's why.
I know.
These windsurfers are probably the most broken item in the game. You can use them to clip, you can use them to fly, you can do all sorts of things with them.
Now my health is worryingly low. I don't know. I'm just gonna die here. It's fine.
Well.
I don't know why it teleports me to the wrong side of it every time. But don't worry, I have full health now. Also no sword, I just realized that. That might be an issue.
Well, the sword will drop there. It didn't fall off.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the materials that you need are for building these windsurfers because they're so useful.
So here's the wind. We would usually not encounter that wind because we time it better and don't die. But that's why my estimate is somewhat reasonable. Because I totally expected.
This is fine.
I did not expect to die there. I'm gonna be honest. All my resources, by the way. I might need to resource scam here.
There's places you can farm. It'll be fine.
I need my sword. Game, give me my sword. Thank you.
Yes, this is also Breath of the Wild, because there's the breath going on right now.
Wild breath. So yeah, this is
wild breath.
This is usually not an issue. The skip. It's just for me. I'm probably the only person that has any issues with this because I don't know.
Normally, this island is like you have to run around a bunch of different areas. You have to carry flame and torches, and the wind will blow it out. So you have to be like smart about it. And then
I did it.
Really annoying. Grats, dude.
Oh my god. So yeah, this shouldn't be random. Like you can kind of set it up, but my setup just doesn't work.
Oh, now we have some sick combat. Some Dark Souls-esque combat.
Yeah.
Alright, you did it. Good job.
Thank you. I'm gonna use the other side now. I think this side might be more luckier. Yeah, this is my lucky side. Because, I mean, the position of Tyrim and your camera position matters as well. It doesn't look that way, but it does matter. A little bit, at least. But as I said, I mean, I usually say that most of the skips are about 90% consistent. And, yeah, if you're unlucky, you get some real tough jumps. Or, yeah. This is also a part where you're supposed to bring a torch to see the light through here. And as you can see, I'm a little bit disorientated right now. The camera is pretty great, but that is only because I didn't bring my light.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like full of spiders or something that poison you and stuff, and you'll slowly die over time in the dark, but you can just run past it. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Now we're in the Hamalu maze. This is one of the harder sections of the game. It's got
Yeah, casually I would say
probably the hardest strat.
Yeah, it does have the hardest strat and the run, but also casually this is like the hardest place. Please work. I didn't do a safety save for this because I usually shouldn't.
Yeah. So this first clip
Got it.
doesn't save that much time, but if you build a windsurfer on the other side of a door, you can get on it through the door. That skips part of this dungeon, not too much.
Yeah, it skips like 3 rooms, which is still, if you were to do it casually, it takes a long time, but even if you do it in a speedrun, it would take, I don't know, like 2 minutes maybe that it saves.
Yeah, I can't remember how long.
I'm gonna be ballsy.
But upcoming we have a much, well, definitely a bigger skip. It skips like a little auto scroller riding on a platform. Definitely make a safety save for this. So in here, there's an infinitely spawning box of all the materials that we can farm by just saving and quitting multiple times, which is very handy.
Check, yeah, 2 more.
So we need, I think, 35 wool.
Yeah, 35
to make a
wool
wind
is what
server.
we need, and wind server and parachute is what we need here.
Yeah.
And actually that was 1 too much because I'm gonna go out and do a safety save, but it doesn't matter. I'd rather have more resources than not enough. So we basically just copy another save file here, and that's completely fine because we said so. No, because it's just copying the file, and then if you die you basically load the other save. You only have 3 slots, so yeah.
So you can see that auto scroller ahead that he's skipping. It's really slow. Instead, we're going to use the windsurfer.
No,
Oh
I'm not
boy.
in trouble.
Instead, we're going to push this windsurfer into the wall, and then do the same kind of thing where we jump up really high with it. It'll push us out of bounds, and then we can hopefully glide across into the next room.
Oh, I hope my parachute is gonna last. This is the hardest trick in the skip. The hardest skip in the game. Yeah, failed
Yeah.
it. So we're gonna reload.
It's pretty finicky with the positioning and the timing of the jump. You need to make sure it actually like pushes you far enough out of bounds that you get enough height to fly into the next room.
Yeah. So you need the perfect height. You also need to not bunk on the ceiling, and if that is not enough, you also need the distance. So you can't be too far back, but the further back you are, the easier it usually is to get the height, because like on the front there's some more stuff in the ceiling. People that paid attention to the menu screen might have seen that I have a save file 3. That is the save file after this skip, so if I fail it 2 more times I can just load a save load. I wasn't in the wall, that was the height. So yeah.
The worst thing is you can actually have like just barely not enough height and you just get stuck in the floor and it just feels terrible.
Yeah. Jumped a little bit too late. That was almost perfect. I'll do it 1 more time. Also, that's not a but I'm not gonna say more than that. Jesus.
You could use some giant balloons right here to get across.
I could use some giant balloons, yeah. It's a Bioshock Infinite reference. I don't expect many people to have seen the old Bioshock Infinite runs with Fearful Ferret.
Well, while you're trying this, we have a $10 donation from Zuketra, who says some
good guy.
some choice Russian words that I can't say on stream.
The Suka with 2
Maybe,
O's and a K. Let's just pretend the last one worked because I'm wasting too much
Oh
time.
yeah, you got it. Good job.
I
Nice.
got it. So you would land in here. Nobody saw that, right? You open the chests. Did I? Let's just pretend. Oh yeah, I think I did. The chest is closed for some reason. But
Yeah, don't
you
worry
just
about it.
continue over here.
Yeah, the chest contains materials and it also increases your crafting speed, which is nice. It doesn't make much of a difference, but it's nice.
Yeah.
Here you have to be very careful of these crushers. They are really weird. Sometimes they'll just like skip waiting times and just go immediately to the next cycle and just catch you off guard and murder you.
Let's see if we can skip the cutscene or not. Nope, it's the unskippable one. Of course, because we didn't just waste enough time already. We get the one that we can't skip. For some reason, sometimes this cutscene is skippable, other times it's not.
I've never had this cutscene be skippable. But this is the only actual boss fight that we're going to actually do.
Yeah, but we're still not gonna do the intended strats because why would we?
Well, it's mostly intended. We're just gonna skip some cycles.
Yeah, also we're not gonna attack the crystal. You're supposed to destroy the crystal. There's like a lot of weapons in here. And this boss, thankfully, gets stun locked perfectly if you click fast enough. So,
yeah, you're supposed to, or this boss is supposed to like block your shots and like counterattack and stuff. But it turns out just like with the stamina regen, if you just mash click, it's the perfect timing to get her stun locked and just have her not do anything. So you can just smack away perfectly optimally and usually kill her in 2 cycles unless you're really unlucky.
Yeah, which does happen sometimes.
She can occasionally just decide to not be stun locked anymore.
She can also decide to not destroy the crystal, which is fun. Apparently. And she's stuck in a building. This is bad. We'll make it work. My sword might actually break here because the sword are, for some reason, I mean this is definitely Breath of the Wild because swords have durability and they just break randomly sometimes. I think I can clutch this out. Nope. One hit, give me one hit. There we go. Oh my god.
Surely just as intense as Dark Souls.
Yes, this is Dark Souls-esque combat right here. This is the proof.
Whew. Such clutch.
So while this guy's yeah. So this guy spawns, tells us, hey, thank you for defeating this evil witch, whatever. And then we're off to our ship.
Yeah, it was something about like an imposter god like screwing everything, and then you have to go find the real god. Which it says that you've totally already met her, but we haven't. We just ignored that NPC completely.
Yeah.
But we do have to go back and pretend that we've talked to her before.
Yeah,
and there's actually like 3 copies of her, I think.
Yeah, so this is gonna be interesting because we didn't do any of the quests on this island. We have her once here in the beginning, once leaning against that building, and one more time over here. So
it's a pretty good game.
I mean, she's a goddess, so she can
that does make sense.
Duplicate herself. It's fine. So she gives us the power to go into the evil veil where we can find our dad and the other men of the island who got teleported there by some evil golem? Question mark?
Well, they went over there to do some adventuring and then they got captured because they're bad and apparently their kid is way more competent than they are.
Yeah. Also, I didn't just open the map to remember where I have to go. So yeah, it's been a while. I've been playing this game. I mean, I've been doing a lot of the routing, and then I've been playing this game like 2 years ago, and then haven't really bothered doing much in this. But it's still like, I mean, this is a good speed game. Say what you want about. Yeah.
It's an interesting speed game.
It's an interesting speed game. It's not a speed game where you can nail it down to the milliseconds every time, and you know, you have to be a little bit resistant to certain tricks not working. But it's just fun to do. Like whenever something works first try, it's a really good feeling. Which I haven't really experienced too much of in this run.
How do you know it's a good feeling?
Maybe this.
Theoretically, this speedrun is great.
Yeah, theoretically, yeah. This is not the best example. Oh yeah,
But
you
yeah,
also have to look at the timer, by the way. Our estimate. Just
oh, you're fine.
Yell at me if we go over 35.
You're fine unless you take like an hour for this.
Which could be possible. Oh my god. This is the wreckage in the water, and it slows you down massively, and it can just.
Oh, you got
like
the
this.
troll one, yeah.
The troll,
like last second, right in front of you, no way to avoid it. Oh, I love that one. Yeah, so this is the final area of the game, the Veil. You're supposed to
save.
go and get a couple other items from the other two things to let you get through this.
Yeah, so if you look, there's 2 more islands that we haven't explored, but we don't worry about that.
Well, first of all, it's always something fixed, so like you could just memorize the solution. You don't have to get those, but even then, we're gonna just not do that. We're gonna go over here into this wall, and hopefully first try.
I need to, you need to first try this because else your resources are gonna be a little bit short. So what you do is you jump and then you pause and then you craft, because you can craft in air. Might be. Okay, we were a little bit too far away. This is super precise because if you spawn the boat too far into the wall, you can't reach it. And if you spawn it not, or like inside the wall, it will push itself out towards you.
Yeah, it has to be like almost entirely through the wall, but also not too far away. You should have watched Multi's run. He has a good setup for this.
He does, but he also aligns with the wall, and I already bunked against the wall. It's okay, second try is fine. Okay. Yeah, nothing happened. You can actually bring the boat back in bounds, and then you can't get back out of bounds, so you need to be careful there.
Yeah. And then we have our nice last comfy sailing section of the game.
Like 2 minutes of just sailing.
Yeah, this raft is like way slower than the big boat, but it's just a huge maze that you're supposed to go through here. So even though this raft is so much slower, it's still significantly faster to take it out of bounds and go around.
Somebody's memeing in chat about barrier skip. Technically there is a barrier skip, because if we could just go into this area without having to do the entire Himalu maze, like we get the big boat and we just drive up here and we can get in here, that would be our barrier skip, I'd say.
I mean, there is an any % run. It is like 30 seconds long.
Yeah, yeah, we'll get to that maybe later.
We can talk about it at the end.
Yeah, I mean, this would actually be a good time to talk about it. It doesn't matter. But
nah,
yeah,
it makes more sense at the end because you can show the thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do have a boss fight in quotes coming up. It's a big stone golem. You're supposed to like kill a bunch of stone cultists. Tyrim is fucking bloodthirsty apparently.
Yeah.
But we're just gonna not do that.
I actually never killed that boss casually, like the intended way, because even when routing this game and playing through it completely, I already like experienced a glitch where you can just stun lock one of the cultists while they spawn, and when they take damage, the boss takes damage. So you don't actually have to damage the boss, you just kill one cultist over and over again and the boss just dies. But we don't even bother with the boss anymore here.
Yeah, as you may not have noticed, wind surfers are pretty good. They're good items. Also, this giant, like, this is supposed to be like an area where you have to get off the raft and you have to like walk down this huge hall and there's a bunch of lore and stuff, and then this giant black square is a loading zone. It takes forever to walk through.
The dev just
Luckily,
really wanted to make sure that you cannot miss the trigger to load this level. Like if you're in bounds, but also, I don't know. Maybe they were like, yeah, if some speedrunners at some point explore this.
So we can get screwed over by random debris here at the last minute.
Yeah, it can definitely happen. Oh, no, no! Or you can just have your inputs eaten. Actually, I need to die here. I can't. Actually, it doesn't matter. No, I do need to reload. Right? Yeah, I do need to reload. I love this game sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes jumping on slopes or jumping on rubble or jumping on flat ground just like doesn't work. But that's kind of unfortunate because now that means the boss is like already spawned and he's gonna be all up in your grill.
Should be fine.
It's just like
my trusty speed boots. I'm so sorry for this. Okay. Yeah, so this is the final boss that you're supposed to hit, but I mean, why bother? Oh, do I have enough wood?
Yeah, if you're super unlucky, he can like do the thing where he slows you down right over the gap, and you just kind of get screwed.
Yeah, we got there. One hit away from death, but
This is fine.
This is fine. The only thing that can screw me over now is small wind.
Yeah, once you get back here, it should be fine. You just have to non-screw up the clip. So time is coming up, by the way.
Pretty soonish, yeah. So we just skip past the giant door in the end. Get ready on time.
Momo.
Did I go over